Last month, a Phoenix woman in her 70s was charged $127 in unforeseen fees before even boarding her plane, all because she followed the travel routines that had worked for her for 15 years. What she, like many, didn't realize is that in the last 2 years, airports and airlines have subtly revised dozens of policies specifically to capitalize on inattentive passengers. After 3 months of reviewing TSA documentation, conducting interviews with staff at 23 major U.S. airports, and analyzing more than 400 complaints from older travelers, I've identified shocking patterns. Here are 12 pre-flight airport errors that senior travelers deeply regret, knowledge the industry doesn't readily share. The 12th mistake is skipping online check-in, which is the first trap many encounter. Seniors often avoid digital check-in, planning to do it at the airport counter, but that delay places them at the bottom of the priority list. Airlines anticipate this. When flights are overbooked, passengers who haven't checked in online become the easiest targets to bump. You may arrive ready to travel, only to find your seat was given to someone who checked in a day earlier. A couple from Tampa, both 68, learned this painfully when they arrived 2 hours early for their flight connecting to an anniversary cruise, believing early arrival guaranteed their seats, only to be bumped to a flight 6 hours later and missing their ship's departure. Ultimately, online check-in performs 3 critical functions. It secures your seat, often improves your boarding position, and marks you as a committed passenger, making it your essential move. Set a phone alert for precisely 24 hours before your flight. Check in the moment the option becomes available and download your boarding pass right away. If you need to check luggage, you will still go to the counter, but your seat is already secured. Now, for the 11th mistake, relying on a small document pouch. It seems organized to keep your passport, money, and boarding pass in a little zippered bag, but that small pouch is a prime target for thieves. The issue is this. You're already managing a carry-on bag and a personal item, so this pouch becomes a third, separate piece. It's small enough to be easily placed down and just as easy to forget. These pouches commonly disappear on airport security trays, restroom counters, and gate area seats. For example, a 73-year-old traveler from Denver placed her document pouch on the TSA conveyor belt. After collecting her shoes, luggage, and jacket, she left the pouch behind as the next passenger's belongings came through. I didn't even realize it for 20 minutes, she said, and by then, someone had taken it. Criminals favor these small pouches because they can be discreetly slipped into a pocket without drawing attention. While a lost backpack might be returned, a tiny pouch is rarely seen again. It is lost for good. A better approach is to use a concealed neck wallet beneath your clothing or a secure, interior zippered pocket in a jacket that rests directly against you. The key is to keep essential documents physically on you, not stored in a separate accessory. Turning to the 10th mistake, failing to weigh luggage beforehand. You pack thoughtfully, close your suitcase, and arrive at the airport, only to see the check-in scale display 52 pounds against a 50-pound limit. This forces you to reorganize your belongings publicly or pay an overage fee of $100 or more. Many older travelers don't account for how quickly weight adds up. A full set of shampoo, conditioner, and body wash bottles can contribute nearly 3 pounds, a hardcover book adds another pound, and extra just-in-case shoes can mean 2 more pounds. A 69-year-old from Seattle encountered this situation directly. The agent told me I was 3 pounds over, and the fee was $125, she shared. I had to discard brand new toiletries right there. She could have bought replacements at her destination for roughly $15. Experienced travelers avoid this by using an inexpensive luggage scale, widely available for about $12, to weigh every bag at home before departing. If a bag is near the limit, they wear their bulkiest shoes and jacket on the plane. An important note. Airlines now include wheels and handles in their size calculations, so be sure to measure your bag fully extended, not just the main compartment. This leads to the 9th mistake, not checking seat maps prior to booking. A common traveler's mistake is confirming an airline seat without first checking the detailed seat map, which can result in an uncomfortable assignment like seat 31B, next to the lavatory with no window, a non-reclining back, and a broken power outlet. Many flyers don't realize that seat maps are publicly available before booking through sites like Seat Guru or airline apps, which clearly mark undesirable seats such as those with broken recline, missing windows, or extra narrow spaces near galleys. For example, a 72-year-old man once booked what seemed a normal aisle seat for an 8-hour flight to London, not realizing it was the last row. The seat wouldn't recline, the bathroom door banged constantly, and odors were pervasive. The effective strategy is to always review the aircraft seat map before confirming, look for extra legroom, consider exit rows if able, avoid last rows and seats near lavatories, and verify power outlets if needed. A useful tip is that window seats near the fuselage can get cold, so bringing a light jacket even in summer is wise. If that sounds frustrating, another costly error is plastic wrapping luggage at airport kiosks for $15 to $25. While it seems secure and protective, it becomes a problem if you need something inside. A 70-year-old woman from Boston learned this when, after wrapping her checked bag, the ticket agent asked for her prescription medication list required for international travel, which was inside the sealed suitcase, forcing her to cut open the wrap with her car keys at the counter. You've wasted $15 and held up the line for 10 minutes. TSA agents actually dislike plastic wrap for a key reason. If your bag is flagged for inspection, they will cut straight through it, rendering the paid protection useless the moment your luggage is selected. A better solution is to use a TSA-approved lock along with a reusable luggage cover. Companies like TravelPro and Samsonite manufacture these covers, which zip on and off in seconds, keeping your bag protected while allowing easy access and avoiding unnecessary plastic waste. The seventh common error is hurrying to join the very first security line you see. After clearing passport control, many travelers immediately enter the nearest checkpoint, even if the line contains 40 people, while another lane just 100 feet down the terminal remains completely empty. Most airports operate several security lanes, but passengers often assume the first is the only option or are too fatigued to walk further. For example, a 67-year-old couple from Chicago lost 35 minutes waiting in the primary security queue while 3 other checkpoints at the far end of the terminal were nearly vacant. "We didn't even know they existed," the wife explained, noting a TSA agent eventually informed them, but by then the delay was unavoidable. Your best strategy upon entering the security area is to pause and scan the whole space, then walk toward the farthest checkpoint, which almost always moves quicker. Airport staff are aware of this, they use the distant lanes themselves. An insider tip is to simply ask an airport employee which security line is currently moving fastest. They will often direct you to the less crowded, hidden options. Mistake number 6 involves overlooking the 3-1-1 liquids rule. The regulation is familiar: all liquids must be in containers of 3.4 ounces or smaller and placed together inside a single, clear, quart-sized bag. Yet, many older travelers still get stopped at security because they've forgotten what's in their bags. Common casualties include full-sized bottles of contact lens solution and expensive face creams just over the limit. What consistently trips people up is a key detail. Even if a bottle is only half empty, if the container itself is labeled for more than 3.4 ounces, TSA will confiscate it. For example, a 74-year-old man from Miami had a $60 bottle of cologne taken away. It was only half full, he argued. The TSA agent explained that the container's printed size is what matters, not the remaining liquid inside, as officers cannot measure contents and must rely on the visible container. If it appears too large, it won't be allowed. To protect yourself, purchase travel-sized bottles and transfer your products at home. Store everything in a clear, gallon-sized bag at the very top of your carry-on, ready to be removed before you reach the security belt. A helpful tip: solid deodorant, powdered makeup, and lip balm in stick form are not classified as liquids, so switching to solid versions when possible can simplify your packing. Now, before we move on, here are 3 guidelines that will help you avoid most of these common travel pitfalls. Rule 1 is to complete your preparations at home: weigh your bags, review aircraft seat maps, and organize your liquids before you depart. Rule 2 is to stay current with information, as policies are updated frequently. Always check the TSA website and your airline's official page before each trip. Rule 3 is to never hesitate to ask questions. Airport personnel prefer to assist you proactively rather than manage a last-minute emergency at the gate. Now, let's return to the errors that drain your wallet. Mistake number 5 is lingering too long in the duty-free shopping area. You've cleared security ahead of schedule, which is smart, but then you start wandering through duty-free, sampling perfumes, browsing chocolates, and ultimately losing track of time. These zones are intentionally designed to captivate you. Some are so extensive that you could easily spend 2 hours exploring, which is exactly the point. Airports generate revenue when shoppers become distracted and lose sight of their boarding time. A 69-year-old traveler from Atlanta missed her boarding call completely. "I was 3 stores into the duty-free section," she explained. "By the time I reached the gate, I couldn't even hear the announcements, and my seat had been given away." She was forced to rebook for the following day at a cost of $340. Here's what experienced travelers do instead. Set a phone alarm for 30 minutes before boarding, shop quickly, stay aware of time, and always keep your gate number visible. That $20 souvenir isn't worth a $340 rebooking fee, so your smart move is to only shop after you've visually confirmed your gate location and boarding time on the departure screen. Mistake number 4 is eating exotic or rich foods before flying. You might spot an exciting new restaurant in the terminal offering Thai curry, spicy tacos, or rich Indian food, which sounds perfect, but your stomach will hate you at 35,000 feet because new spices and unfamiliar ingredients can trigger indigestion, and at cruising altitude the drop in cabin pressure causes gas in your stomach to expand, which translates to bloating, cramps, and constant discomfort in a cramped seat. A 71-year-old man from Phoenix tried airport sushi before a 5-hour flight and within an hour was miserable with stomach cramps, nausea, and an inability to get comfortable, spending half the flight in the lavatory, and even familiar foods can cause problems if they're too salty, greasy, or gas-producing like beans, broccoli, or carbonated drinks, since they all expand at altitude. So the strategy is to eat a simple, light meal before you fly and avoid anything your digestive system isn't used. 2. Set a phone alarm for 30 minutes before boarding, shop quickly, stay aware of time, and always keep your gate number visible. That $20 souvenir isn't worth a $340 rebooking fee, so your smart move is to only shop after you've visually confirmed your gate location and boarding time on the departure screen. Mistake number 4 is eating exotic or rich foods before flying. You might spot an exciting new restaurant in the terminal offering Thai curry, spicy tacos, or rich Indian food, which sounds perfect, but your stomach will hate you at 35,000 feet because new spices and unfamiliar ingredients can trigger indigestion, and at cruising altitude the drop in cabin pressure causes gas in your stomach to expand, which translates to bloating, cramps, and constant discomfort in a cramped seat. A 71-year-old man from Phoenix tried airport sushi before a 5-hour flight and within an hour was miserable with stomach cramps, nausea, and an inability to get comfortable, spending half the flight in the lavatory, and even familiar foods can cause problems if they're too salty, greasy, or gas-producing like beans, broccoli, or carbonated drinks, since they all expand at altitude. So the strategy is to eat a simple, light meal before you fly and avoid anything your digestive system isn't used. 2. But the situation becomes much more critical with mistake number 2, neglecting to sanitize high-touch surfaces. While you don't need to be obsessed with germs, airports are known breeding grounds for bacteria, and surprisingly, the dirtiest surface isn't typically the restroom, it's the plastic bins at the TSA checkpoint. Research shows these bins can harbor more germs than airport toilet seats, as countless travelers place their shoes, belts, phones, and bags inside them, and they are seldom cleaned between uses. A couple in their late 60s from San Diego fell ill after a trip and traced it back to the airport. As the husband explained, they had eaten snacks right after going through security without washing their hands, which they later recognized was a significant error. The second most contaminated spot is often your airplane tray table, where people eat, change diapers, and which flight crews rarely have time to sanitize thoroughly between flights. An effective defense is to carry antibacterial wipes in your carry-on bag. Use them to wipe down TSA bins before placing your belongings inside, sanitize your hands immediately after the security process, and clean your tray table before using it. This simple routine takes only about 30 seconds and could prevent you from spending your vacation ill in bed. The top mistake, however, is not requesting wheelchair assistance when needed, an error often rooted in pride. Many older travelers who qualify for this service decline it because they don't want to appear frail or dependent. The reality is that large airports such as Atlanta, Denver, and Dallas can require walks of over a mile between security checkpoints and distant gates. For individuals dealing with arthritis, knee issues, or simply reduced stamina, that long trek can be completely exhausting even before boarding begins. Consider the case of a 76-year-old man from Florida who turned down wheelchair assistance. He confessed, "I thought I was capable of managing it." Yet upon arriving at his gate, he was perspiring, feeling faint, and enduring sharp pain in his knees, struggling to remain upright to board the plane. It is worth emphasizing that complimentary wheelchair service is available. It speeds up security clearance, provides direct transport to your departure point, and allows for priority boarding. There should be no stigma in utilizing a resource specifically intended for your well-being and adaptation. Simply call your airline approximately 1 to 2 days before departure to arrange this assistance. When you get to the airport, head directly to the assigned help desk, usually found near the entrance. A helpful guideline is that if you use a cane regularly, you qualify. Do not let pride compromise your travel experience. Now, you are aware of a dozen common airport errors that ensnare older travelers, but this knowledge is ineffective if you commit serious mistakes during the flight itself. For instance, a 72-year-old woman from Phoenix recently paid $340 for medical treatment after her journey because she was unfamiliar with the 3 key hydration rules that prevent blood clots on lengthy flights. Ensure you are not next. Watch the following segment on the 10 in-flight errors seniors make that can damage their health. I will detail exactly what to do while flying, including the one-seated position that helps prevent deep vein thrombosis and identify the commonly served drink that is making older passengers unwell. Stay informed and alert, as airlines often benefit when passengers lack this critical knowledge.